Hey everyone, it's Julianne here for Honeybee Stamps and welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you how I created these bright and colorful die cut cards using a bunch of new products from the Hello Summer release. Thdie new products include the Wish You Were Here stamps and coordinating die set, the Fruits of the Spirit stamps and coordinating die set, as well as the top and base garden lattice layering cover plate honey cuts. And finally, I'm going to be using the tropical bouquet honey cuts as well. So let's get started. All of the cards I'm going to be creating today are filled with die cuts. I did absolutely no coloring for any of these cards today, which you all know I do love to Copic color, but I really wanted to try something new this week. So I started out by creating all of my backgrounds for each of my cards, and for that I'm going to be using the new Garden Lattice Layering Cover Plate dies. Honeybee Stamps offers a bunch of different layering die sets like this, and they are all perfect for creating some eye-catching backgrounds. I'm going to be using both the top and base cover plates, and I'm going to be running each of those through my die cutting machine using some white cardstock. And since I do plan on making multiple cards today, I'm going to be running each of those through a total of 3 times. With just one pass through my die cutting machine, those cover plates are going to cut out all of those little squares, which is going to give me that beautiful garden lattice texture. Once I have all of those little squares popped out, I'm then going to start assembling my backgrounds together. And for that, I'm going to be using the new Precision Tip Glue from Honeybee Stamps. And I'm going to be adding that all over the backs of my cover plate die cuts before adhering them down to my card bases. I'm going to start off by adhering the base die cut, lining it up using the edges of my card base. Once I have that first die cut adhered, I'm then going to be using that same liquid adhesive, but this time I'm going to be adding it to the top die cut, and again using the edges of my card bases, I'm going to be adhering that down on top of that base die cut. Once I have both of those adhered, you can see just how beautiful these textured backgrounds are. Next, I grabbed a bunch of scraps from my scrap drawer, and both colored cardstock as well as some glitter colored cardstock, and I put them into 3 groups in order to create some really nice color combinations for my cards today. The first color combination is going to be made of reds and oranges. Next is going to be a bunch of different shades of green. And then finally, I'm going to be doing some various shades of blue. I'm going to be using a bunch of the tropical bouquet dies to die cut out those various colors of cardstock in order to create my tropical scenes. I'm then going to start working on my sentiments, and I'm going to be using the Wish You Were Here stamp set as well as the Fruits of the Spirit stamp set, and I'm going to be stamping a few of the sentiments from each onto some black cardstock using some Versamark ink, so that way I can do some heat embossing. Once I have all of my sentiments stamped out, I'm then going to be adding some white embossing powder before heat setting them using my heat tool. Once I had all of my sentiments embossed, off camera I used the coordinating dies to cut them all out. Then I'm going to start working on assembling my cards together. To save some time in this video, I'm just going to be showing you on camera how I assembled this card, but I did want to let you know that I used the same steps to assemble all of my cards today. I'm going to start out by deciding on the placement for each of my tropical bouquet die cuts. Now for this certain card, I decided to just use one die from the tropical bouquet die set, and I ran that through with various colors of cardstock. I really felt as though the green glitter cardstock needed to stand out more from my background. So I used that same die and I ran it through my die cutting machine, but this time with just some green colored cardstock. And I'm going to be adhering that to the back, off-centering each of them so that I have a really nice border around each of my edges. Once I was happy with how they looked, I'm then going to be adhering them down to my garden lattice background. And then I'm going to be adhering my third leaf, which is out of that gold glitter cardstock, and I'm going to be centering that in between both of the first 2 leaves. And next I'm going to start working on adding in my sentiment. Now this sentiment is one of the ones that I heat embossed earlier, and it's part of the Fruits of the Spirit stamp set. And I'm going to be adhering that to my card using some foam adhesive to give my card that little bit of added dimension. Finally, to finish off each of my cards, I'm going to be scattering some confetti mixes from Honeybee Stamps throughout each of my backgrounds. And once I have all of those adhered, that's going to complete all of my fun and vibrant tropical cards for today. I just love how all of these came out, and they're all so different. For my second card, I used a variety of the tropical bouquet dies with various shades of red and oranges for this vibrant sunshine card. And I absolutely love my third card that I created, where I used a variety of blues and silvers to make this side folding card. And then finally, I used some pattern paper from Honeybee Stamps to create my final card. I just love how all of these turned out, and I hope you did too. I want to thank you all for stopping by and spending some time with me. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, as well as subscribe for even more card making ideas. If you are interested in any of the supplies I used today, they will all be listed and linked down below in the description box. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful day and happy crafting!